Greetings, wayward travelers. Come on in, take a seat. Welcome to the Red Hair Inn. I am your innkeeper and dungeon master for the night, here to spin a yarn through the lands of Ecriom. Before we get started, I'm gonna hand it off to my wonderful players to talk a little bit about themselves. Contrary to what they are all entering into chat, type in the word barefoot, Barefoot, in order to win a random, there's 3 left, a random Umbral Oculus D20 of your choosing. So while we do that, I'm gonna kick it off with the wonderful Eden of the Briar to start the shtick train going.
What is a shtick?
I don't know. Yeah.
Hi everybody, my name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials. I am a genuinely creative human, TTRPG player and GM, Eldritch Entity, and Dice Maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. That's _dice on the Instagram. Check me out there because I got some stuff going, and I'm playing Eden of the Briar, and she's very confused all the time, and she's really watching some family drama unfold right now, and I just realized I can cast Detect Thoughts. Anyways, good night.
That's an incredible revelation. Hi, I'm Renee Beauregard. I'm one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design, and tonight I'm playing our very mischievous, gets everyone in trouble bard, Perrin Hopesinger. I don't know whether or not we're going to avoid being in trouble, but we're in a library, so there's no cops here, right? Yeah. Darling, your turn.
Hello, everybody. I'm Utahime. You can find me on the social medias at Utahime Cosplay and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. I play your cinnamon roll, the one who doesn't get into trouble, but tries to make sure that her brother stays out of trouble, but fails miserably. Fanara Valar, your favorite seafling. And it seems like a crush is a brewing. So let's see how that goes.
Hi everyone, Eddie here, otherwise known across the socials as Discount Bard, where you can find me at Discount Bard. I'm here today as our lovely little butterball, Art, the Goblin Artificer, who is in a library, which is dangerous because now I'll probably never leave.
Hello, I'm Lizzie. You can find me on social media at the Lizzie LD. I am playing Orchid. She is big. She is strong. She is not strong in the brain. The crushes might be happening, but she got very sick from the inn last week. Wasn't COVID related at all. And she is just gonna have to figure out where everybody went. And hey.
What can I say? It's Jay. Casual. You can find me on all social media at Just2Casual, doing casual things all over the place. And I am apparently having family drama as Corvus, the moody, broody family growing concern Jerry Springer star. Yay. That is it.
Oh, that is
Welcome.
it. Hi. Yes, and like I said, I'm your innkeeper, Logan. Also the DM of this wonderful crew. Wow. I'm not going to say anything yet, because things are going extraordinarily well for the start of one of our streams. So, we're going to roll the intro. We'll be back in like a minute and a half, and we'll get the session of the Ecriom expeditions off and kicking.
Available.
We spent the whole minute and a half arguing over why certain
Because
individuals'
every
names were
option
left.
is phenomenal.
Thank you, Johnny, for getting
Hey!
this wonderful.
Oh, hi,
thing.
everyone.
Hi, yes, we're back.
Hey.
Sorry, I had to. we're
Welcome
on-
back to our show.
Yes. But yeah, where we left off, Art, Eden, and Perrin were on the lam of sorts after stealing or reacquiring, borrowing, obtaining what was rightfully Art's. I'm going to justify it for them so they don't have to justify it for themselves. A missing creation of Art's. They ran through the city until they found Corvus and Orchid in Fenara, reuniting. Orchid, actually, prior to that, Orchid gets a little bit sick from the meat pie that she devoured earlier in the inn, running back with some keys to go get some rest. Meanwhile, Corvus and Fenara see Perrin, Eden, and Art kind of shift off into an alleyway, going to join them. They quickly discuss the reclaiming, thank you, Renee, of this little gray matter being before wanting to go find a library. Corvus remembers the Regis Vault, a generally open library in the lower depths of Deepwind. And I think we blipped.
We went down.
We blipped. Oh no, that was weird. I don't like that. We're back. I don't know how long we were down.
Just like a second.
Okay, cool. But yeah, they're in the Regis Vault. Eden looking up stuff on Waifglen and Archphase, while oh my gosh, I almost called you Renee. Perrin was looking up for information on a certain singer whose name will remain nameless for now. And then Fenara helping out both her brother as well as Eden. Art looking up information on the Felrust and other sorts of magical tinkerings and contraptions. And then finally Corvus going off into the other end of the library by himself, brooding over texts and tomes of a family known as the Wormhavens. A short while into reading and researching, he drops one of the tomes, noticing a individual staring at him from down one of the bookshelves, like down at the end of one of the bookshelves. That individual walks up, picks up the book, and immediately demands of Corvus how they have not only similar eye color, this almost amethyst shine within them, but platinum strands in their hair. And that's where we left off. This individual, a Valorian Wormhaven, saying to Corvus that they may be a little bit more connected than he originally thought. As Corvus, you sit there and stare at this woman who's probably no older than you are, if not slightly younger. This odd connection in the midst, she's just eyeing you up and down. Almost just reading your overall body language and tone. You're muted.
You're muted, and I cast Detect Thoughts. Focusing on, just so you know.
I'm focusing on who? There's two people.
Yeah, focusing on the strange person. Eden
Okay.
is not aware that they have this ability yet.
Cool. Are you going like deep dive right off the bat?
No, it is just surface levels. I will not be diving deeper. I am just surface level. Like, this is a strange person, and Eden is just focusing on them, and Eden is not understanding that she is doing this.
Mhm.
She's just focusing and just getting surface level.
Cool. The immediate thoughts that you are getting is that this individual is like immediately thinking, you get the word platinum like a lot, like repeating. How's father going to react? Is this really the one? You also get really a drow that makes no sense. And then on top of like the flood of like, wait, shit, I have a brother. And like the immediate, like, they not only have they're in just as much shock over finding somebody who fits kind of the profile of their family as much as Corvus is kind of sitting there like, what? But there's that hint of eagerness and excitement in the thoughts.
Okay, like excitement, not like bitterness.
Yeah. Like even like when it's like a drow, it's more like, wait, when did my dad see a drow? Like it's not like a drow, right? It's definitely the kind of chippier kind of attitude that they weren't necessarily giving off on the exterior.
Okay.
Given you were privy to that portion of the conversation too, kind of listening in.
Yeah.
Yeah, brooding.
And
It's in the blood.
I'll give it about 30 seconds and then I'll probably shift over
Cool.
to Corvus, but I'll give it a minute.
Corvus.
Gotta watch my bros back.
Corvus is just looking at the woman, stoic, unmoving. The amount of shock has like put him less in the brooding stillness, but more of like a concerned stillness. The words of his mother kind of echoing about being careful about this road and the investigation in them, and then Wormhaven showing up. He's a little bit defensive, but like unmoving, kind of observing her reaction, her facial expressions, and looking for hints of either hostility or something.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
That's a no.
No. Yeah, you're not really getting anything. The most you're getting is the way that she was talking to you about, you being kind of having that familial connection. Definitely feels honest to you. That's the most I'll say.
You speak as if we are kin.
If you indeed have, and she kind of pulls at her whiter strands that are on her head. These tend to be markers of our family. The eyes help as well, but not many people our age who aren't within the Wormhaven line or those slightly delineated from it have strands of actual metals in their hair.
So these traits are connections to your family, you say? Our family.
As far as I've been told, yes. Father has been distant lately, and, well, I guess 22 years is a long time to be distant, but he tells us what we need to know. And that is one of them. Any who bear marks resembling any of us children, or himself, is part of our family in some way.
It appears that this father was quite promiscuous then, if you can notice traits in others.
You wouldn't be the first, you're right. Father has been eager to... You're the only one that has that color hair. There aren't many others, most of them. Oh, no, not the platinum.
Is that meant to mean something?
It's not very much my place to say. We were told if we ever saw anybody that had this characteristic on them, to bring them directly to the manor.
Well, I believe that may have to wait. I have friends to assist with.
Oh, well, either our household servants can provide some sort of entertainment or distraction for them, or they can come with.
I'm assuming that no, it's not an answer you're allowed to accept.
Yes. No, if you need a moment to collect yourselves and your friends, then do so. You know where the manor is, yes?
Yes, the lower ring, the main manor.
Then you would know that you don't need... Once you're there, you're essentially in it, and you can just ask for... Just ask for the temple. Say you want to go there. I will meet with Father, inform him that when you are ready, you will go there.
The temple, then.
Yes. And she takes a moment, glances you over one more time, and we'll lean in and, very... so, we're, how old are you? At this point, the tone shifts from, being serious to, just, kind of has that, smirk on their face.
I have just recently passed my 22nd.
no shit. Me too.
Well, curious.
Seems you got the better seed. And she like hits you with her elbow and starts walking out of the Regus vault.
Sometime before that is when Eden would have shifted it over to Corvus. And just surface level.
Surface level. Let me just...
Yeah, like just the surfacest level.
I gotta see what my thoughts actually... it's a lot of like...
Let me check my notes.
Yeah, my notes. My notes say... Shit. And... Fuck.
Even his thoughts
Mother
are brooding.
said. Yeah, thoughts are just like... They're anxious-ish? There's like a hesitation in there.
So far I have fuck, brooding, anxious, and hesitation.
Yeah, that's... Surface thoughts, that's about it.
Okay. I mean, that's about what I expected. So, and I will say Eden is just standing back, but still staring, and I apologize ahead of time. There you go.
And then Corvus will just kind of turn towards where the rest of the group was. I'm assuming the direction Eden is. Eden's still within range.
Oh yeah, Eden's like right there, yeah.
Like I
Did you
didn't.
find what you were looking for in the books?
I did. We'll have to have a long conversation sometime about that because I think I'm confirmed in some of my suspicions. They seemed kind of excited to meet you.
That was not the language I got from the
Like
way they stood.
Like in their thoughts, they were thinking, they kept saying something about the platinum, and then they were kind of excited, and then they were like, wait, I have a brother, and then it was like something about, no way, he's totally a drow, and then there was something about how his father gonna react. They were saying it in their head. I didn't know I could do that, but now I can. I didn't use it on you, though.
Well, I've been invited to a family meeting of sorts. Makes my infiltration planning a moot point.
Well, I didn't mean to be nosy, but they looked
did.
kind of suspicious, and I was afraid that they didn't mean good for you. I don't really trust anybody in this town, so...
Do you still have detect thoughts, like, going?
Yeah.
So, like, Corvus just... And we'll kind of walk by, but you'll get a service thought of, like, gratitude.
And then Eden will just follow very giddy. And they'll be like, oh, and these are the books that I found, and like this, and just like... it's just gonna be frolicking after...
And yeah, Corvus is going to try to find everyone else to kind of check on them.
Yeah, the rest aren't very far. They're all at this point kind of congregated together over like a series of tables, as numerous books are kind of sprawled out in front of each of them.
I will say that Fanara is going to cast Sending, and she's going to try to reach out to Orchid and say, I hope you're feeling all right. We are over at the library if you want to meet up with us. I wish I had Steve with me.
And I can respond, right? I got 25 words.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. It's amazing what emptying my stomach can do. What library? Where?
Am I able to basically give like whatever coordinates or to let
You'd have to
you know.
you'd have to cast sending again in order to do so.
I will, because Fanara is Fanara. Fanara will definitely do so in the next message.
Yeah, so you get that they're at the Regis Vault, and then basically like you go down to level 14, and once you're there, you kind of like general directions. It's pretty easy to see. Big kind of marbly looking temple-esque structure. You are very, very easily able to get there for the sake of brevity, unless there's anything you want to do along the way.
I am curious if I hear people asking about our party.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check as you're going from level to level.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
You also
what?
get a D4 at some point.
Okay, I only rolled a 7.
A 7. You think you hear the word goblin mentioned a couple times, but like you're not sure what the context is because it's goblin. But yeah, you think you hear the word goblin a couple times. Could be wrong. Could be like poplin, hoblin, toplin, any of those. But yeah, no.
Be an unrelated goblin.
Could be an unreal. Yes, because it could be unrelated goblin. But no. That's mostly just on the ring you're currently on. You're able to go quickly downward, get to the Regis Vault in like 15 or so minutes, and are able to meet up with your friends in the library, who at this point are starting to kind of collect the books and put them back on the shelves. Ooh, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, everybody, yes. Everybody roll an intelligence. Everybody roll an intelligence check.
There are carts specifically for this purpose. Like,
Yeah.
No,
I have to flip a D2 for this.
I'm going to say for the sake of Art that Art is actually making an absolute mess with all the books that he is pulling down. However, he has very specifically memorized the precise location of every single book that was pulled and will be returning it precisely to the exact same spot.
I forgot you have key mind. Yep, I guess we don't need that. Well, yeah, because you helped everybody, didn't you?
Oh, Eden is taking her books specifically and putting them in the wrong place and backwards and upside down.
Got it.
Okay.
Is that after Art puts them back?
Yes, Eden is
Okay.
following. Eden is following Art and is moving books and then swapping other. Like, is just being an absolute chaos goblin following Art. And at this point, it is a game to Eden to see if Art will notice that she's doing it as well.
Do you keep Foop the magic dragon though? That is the question. Or do you put that back?
Magic dragon.
Awesome.
Keep
It's an
nothing.
important book.
If time allows, in the midst of our search, there was one other thing that I did want to look for.
Yes, Eddie. Anything for you?
I would like to see if I can find a map that includes the location of Fall Rest.
Oh, okay.
And potentially a location related to Tears.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, since I'll say you're doing this in a quicker manner than before. Investigation with disadvantage, since you're doing it a little bit more haphazardly.
I want to Fanara, because of the fact that they have been doing this together and working as a team. Fanara is going to pat her friend on the back. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And that is her giving guidance to that role. You
To the
feel
role
that warmth of but it's almost like that splash, refreshing breeze.
Well,
And you do also have a luck.
it works out actually, because apparently these new dice that I have are very nice, as they were kind enough to give me a nat 20.
Yay!
All right, wait, that's with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
You got two what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Hang on, are you...
Wow.
Yes.
First of all, Umbral Oculus die, folks. Fuck me over every single time. But somehow, the first roll Eddie makes
It's
with
always
him,
good
he
for
gets
the players.
he gets two natural 20s.
But see,
Well,
here's the
that's all
thing.
the natural
I
20s
used
the dice will ever have.
exactly. I used them all up at the very beginning, so you know.
Yeah.
They're the
I
best
also
dice
want
in
to
the
say,
world.
Logan, that the only reason that you roll like that is because you've done something to deserve it,
I've done
and you know
nothing.
that.
I haven't done anything. Yeah. Listen, when I kill Art, I mean, what? Then you guys have reasons to riot, and the dice can
Well
riot
eaten.
too. You
Good
know, I
thing
feel
you
like
have
Will
a
Wheaton would
cleric
make
who
my
has spare
dice.
the dying.
Will Wheaton
Yes.
would make my dice better. Anyway, on that note, with a natural 20, now let me pull up my map. You find, I'll say you find half of it. You find the tears. You know that the tears are, they come from the... Oh my gosh, I didn't open up my map like I should have. The tears come down from two separate places. The the southeast or southwestern portion of the Frosttooth Mountains, and then the kind of like south by southeastern. Oh shit, I said north. Sorry. Southwest and northeast. Or fuck. Southwest and southeast. Directions, not my strong suit. Google Maps, everybody. But no. Basically the southern corners of the Frosttooth Mountains, they come down and connect to what is commonly known as the Winter's End, which is like a half a day or so ride out of Alverton. From Alverton. Eventually it winds down into the Misty Shift Lake, that then has a couple little streams and rivers that bring that water down to By Mist and Adventurers Bay. Yeah, the origins of both rivers come from the Frosttooth Mountains, one in the far west and one in the far east.
Does this map include context for me to know how far this is from Deepwell?
From Deepwell, arguably, if that'll go away, about 400 miles, as the crow flies, give or take. It's a jaunt. From Waif Glen,
That's a bit of a jaunt.
From Waif Glen, also roughly the same distance. From Minthable, also roughly the same distance. You're essentially in a square between all four places that you need to go. Which is weird, because that means that can't be right. I'll do the math later. But yeah, that looks accurate.
Yeah, it's more of a kite than a square, but you know, we'll take it.
There we go.
We're gonna triangulate it eventually.
Yeah, that looks about
We're gonna
right.
fly either way.
I'm also using my finger. I don't know how accurate me holding my finger up to the map and then putting it on the map is really. I'm like, but yeah, about give or take about 400, probably a little bit less.
I'm gonna take care to basically imprint this map into my mind so that I have an idea of how to get to this location.
Okay. Keen Mind. How long is Keen Mind only within the last month?
I believe so.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'd say with
Double
your
check that, but I think
Keen
that's
Mind,
about right.
100% can do that then.
Yeah, you can accurately recall anything you've seen or heard in the past month.
Cool. Noted. Boom. Awesome. Anything else from anybody else prior to you guys leaving?
Is
Okay,
there a book on Orcish?
Please, God, let it be a smut rag so that it's just like only dirty terms.
Taryn, roll a D100.
Don't
No!
feed her.
Oh my god!
Feed her
not
water after midnight. That's
feed her,
an
feed her,
11.
feed her
No,
wa-
not the Orc
feed her
Kama
water,
Sutra.
Feed
Oh,
her,
God.
feed her water. First of all, feed her water. You don't feed water to people. Is that what? Is
I
that what
said
you're?
feed or water,
feed
as
or
in you're
water. I
not
heard-
supposed to no water after midnight, and that's an 11.
I mean, depending on what kind of
Um,
book it is, ice is a
Do you
thing.
go high or low? I always
No,
go low,
it's
but-
51 or higher. 51
Oh.
or higher on these
Oh,
sorts of
God.
these.
Yeah,
sorts of
I always
things.
like going
Well, yeah, but like if you're in the Senate, you need 50. a 50
because the
majority
smaller
of 51.
percentage means it's less likely.
I know.
It's
Oh,
sad.
Cthulhu rules.
That's why.
Yes.
That's why I do it. Anyway,
Oh.
I would say there are books on Orcish, but like kind of similarly to some of the others you found, where actually this is a full-blown library. You would find a couple that are a little bit more on the dialect of them based on where you're at. One of the main books, the main Orcish books of study, comes from a place known as the Lastwood Horde. Talks about how the orcs there are still very much like they talk very gutturally and in like almost grunts. It's less of the kind of shift away from dwarvish that, or like the off brand of dwarvish that orcish is, and more animalistic and more like barbaric. But those, you know, that record also kind of reflects that the Lastwood Horde is arguably one of the last remaining like true orcish, like purely orcish societies that also worship the Ruiner.
You said they worship the Ruiner?
The Ruiner.
Is that what it was?
Correct. If you want, you can give me a religion roll.
Yes. That was a nat 1.
I know anything about this?
My Umbral Oculus die was like, not today, Inara, not today.
Yeah.
They know the story.
Orchid, go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Okay.
The flirting will remain awkward.
Well, and now they're like,
Hey, you may be a cleric, but I know more about religion.
Well, okay, I rolled a 2, so that's a 1 for me as well.
Oh, never mind. You guys are.
I guess I
dice know the
haven't.
story.
My island's not relevant to my island.
So as you look.
well,
over
you're
this book,
distracted. Yeah, because you're
As-
trying to look at that book and you
as
look
you-
over Finn's shoulder.
as you look over the book, both of you, Orchid, you see the naked neck of Finara, and you feel the breath of Orchid, but standing behind you. There we go. Anyway, on to the next scene. We're somewhere else.
Wait, Logan, real quick.
He's like, wait, let's go back. Rewind it.
Wait. No, not specifically about that, but I would just really love just a little button on the dragon misadventure from last week where they were looking for dragon books, couldn't find any because Perrin was harassing. I would love it. I just want to put this out there. The reason they didn't find any dragon books is because there was like a whole section dedicated to dragons, and they just like were looking around at like normal animals. And like there's just
Curse you, Dewey
That would make
Decimal.
sense. Oh, that would make sense because technically,
It's funny you say that because
dragons to somebody who doesn't believe in dragons would be an animal, so that's where he would try to direct Finn to look. Yeah, makes sense.
Mhm.
It's all.
I mean,
part
Corvus
of
was
Perrin's master
over
plan.
near dragon stuff. You know, that's probably
Dragons
why everybody
aren't
avoided
real.
Corvus section.
so a whole section dedicated to dragons up there.
I'm
where I
a
found the
dragon
worm
birther.
eating book.
complete with a dragon skeleton hanging
the-
from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's like the giant Targaryen dragon head that's like hanging from the ceiling. It's got the Draconomicon on there and all the other good stuff.
Or maybe it's under worms, and that's why we can, with the Y.
SWY.
There it is, there it
Yeah,
is.
there you go. Yeah, you're looking at the D's instead of the W's. Perfect.
That's I just wanted to add that button there.
No, I love it. Corvus, take us out. What are we doing? I'm looking to you because everybody else can.
Or chaos.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
once we all get
Perrin,
the-
sorry.
Perrin did his
I
already.
have
He
been
opened
nothing
shop.
but quiet.
once
I have
Corvus
been a
gets the whole
good
group
boy.
together, Corvus kind of like will most likely try to leave without saying anything to anyone specifically.
Oh, on his own.
Does Fanara see this? Because obviously my perception is just as high
Yeah,
as a
not like
certain
hiding.
someone.
Like Corvus leads Eden back to the group and then just kind of starts walking.
Oh, you do like the thing where it's like, all right, time to clean up. We got somewhere to go, and then while everybody's cleaning up, you try to slip that. I dig it.
Oh, you mean Corvus does the Irish goodbye?
goodbye.
Very
Yes.
interesting.
I wouldn't,
Not sneaking,
never
by the way.
would've-
Just obviously walks out.
Well, no, the Irish goodbye isn't meant to be sneaky. It's meant to subtly be seen. As Fanara definitely catches you, as well as... Actually, what's your passive stealth? Because that would fall under passive stealth. So it's 10 plus your
It's
stealth.
15.
15? Okay. Yeah, so Fanara and Eden would both notice you.
In Corvus's head, you should really help put up books before we go. It's really impolite.
I didn't touch a single one of those books.
But we are all here together, and if you leave, then we might get arrested or whatever. And then
That sounds like a natural consequence of your actions.
I didn't do it. Perrin did.
Oh, I
As
really
this conversation
forgot
I
about
see
that. How do
happening
we
out loud on
handle
my
that
side.
situation?
Yeah, that's it. You just hear Corvus saying this, like,
How are we gonna handle said situation? And she's
That's
like
all.
looking to make sure that there's no one else like around.
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, okay, you weren't because you were feeling unwell earlier. So my brother had a bright idea to take certain things that was not his. And
Perrin.
now they're after Eden, Art, and Perrin. And I guess we're guilty by association. So we're now thieves
not a thief.
by
Well,
proxy.
And if you look at me, it's not like how I normally look. And you look at Perrin, he's not dressed normal. He's got like dark clothing on. He's got a hood up. Art is beige-ish. So like technically speaking, if they're looking for, and he points to the two of them, well, they're not going to find us because we're in, our safe costumes. Eden, however, that's the problem because Eden kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Do I
We
need
don't have to worry. I have been invited somewhere, and based on this invitation, we should, in theory, be safe from law enforcement.
Should
That's
I
nice.
should I turn back into a meese or something?
No, that will not be
Not if you don't
required.
want to.
Okay.
It's a journey down to the lower rings. You are all welcome to come as well, though I apply no pressure or have no qualms if you decline.
Perrin holds a hand up. Do you want us to come?
That is a loaded question of sorts.
You're damn right it is. I'm asking you, do you want us to accompany you to wherever it is you're going?
I believe it would be preferred not to do this on my own.
I can.
I'm just gonna needle the point home. I'm gonna have to have you say the words that you want us to come with you.
I would not protest your
Say
inclusion.
just say the words, and this will be far easier for everyone. I promise you.
But the artist said for us to go.
I would like for you all to accompany me on this portion of the journey.
See?
What? Wait, hold on. There's one little tiny, like, small 6-letter word that comes right at the end there.
I could think of a 5-letter word. Thief. I believe I've said more than enough.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I can use that ability and read their thoughts.
No, you don't. We don't need that. That's fine.
But what if they're thinking bad things about Corvus?
Okay. Well, sure. Yeah.
Well-
But what if they know that you're
Could read
doing
thoughts?
that? Oh, wait, what?
What?
Man, there is so much I don't know about you guys. You're really impressive skill sets.
I didn't know I could do it until today either when I was looking at that lady.
I would like to really get to know you better
No,
when we have more time.
Yeah,
apparently angels can read thoughts.
Corvus turns and just walks
Like
away.
to get to know you.
but
Eden is skipping after Corvus now, because
All right. You all continue. Are you taking one of the mechanical cage elevators?
Yeah. Corvus has got the invitation, so is going to trust the information and take the direct path.
Cool. You go to one of the cage elevators. You go down to the. I believe I said he was on the 4th ring. So you continue ever downward to the 4th ring, where the cage opens up, and as you step out, the first thing you notice, this ring still hasn't been built kind of outward, or like hasn't been built broader yet. The diameter of it is very much so like still very minimal, and so because of that, it just kind of these next couple of layers just kind of hang ever so slightly over the lake itself, the deep well itself. Looking around, you can see that most of these structures here are made from and cut into the stone itself. Most of them resembling typical human architecture. A lot of stone columns, a lot of stone pillars, but very much just very kind of flat base tones. Some brick layering for the buildings that are kind of out from within the that are kind of out from being carved into the cliff or the wall face. There are a number of buildings that are made of wood or similar structures like that. The couple people that you see, because all of you have significantly high perception for the most part, and so you can see kind of around the ring that you guys are on. Those coming out of the wooden homes seem to be of kind of servant class, wearing livery of some sort that looks pretty nice compared to the normal kind of rags and clothing that you guys have seen on the previous rings. As you look around, this all seems to be, for the most part, one estate, with the exception of on the far end of where the cage ovator comes down, where you can see a series of houses that seem to be gated off, almost like townhouse or like condo style.
Based on my understanding, I remember reading where the temple was, the Wormhaven Horde, because that's
Correct.
where I was told to meet.
Yes, you would know that the main manor kind of sits right off of where the elevator comes down, and then to the east, about a couple blocks, the temple itself is just kind of cut straight in like a cave. And you looking down that way, you make notice that it's very bare minimum, legit just like a cave entrance dug and carved into the rock. But the size of it, you've never seen something this big bored into the earth before. This stands several of your heights combined high, easily the size of what you would know to be giant worms or things of that nature, that as they carve through are just carving these massive holes behind them. Whether that was something that made this, I'm not 100% sure, but to have an entrance to a temple that's big enough to fit the largest of dragons, it seems fitting, especially with the name of Horde.
Corvus was told to come down towards that way and then head to the temple. So, short of being stopped, Corvus is going to try and head towards the Horde opening.
Yeah.
Cautiously.
Corvus, before you go in, and Eden will take out a small dagger and chop out one of the braids in her hair. You should put this in your pocket.
Grabs the hair.
It
And
means
what
that
does this do?
it means that if you're in there, one, I can keep eyes on you, but you can talk to me.
We'll slide into one of the pouches. I
And
don't
it
see
will
much
only
reason.
be in here. Because I don't trust anybody in this fucking city.
Well, at least
And
your
you're
instincts
right
are well
to.
preserved.
I'm sorry, I missed what you just said, Corvus.
Oh, after that, Corvus kind of keeps approaching cautiously.
As you do so, looking around, it seems very much that whatever time of day it is down here, for the people that live in the lower rings where very, very minimal light is reaching at this point, the only people that seem to be around are the servants. Whatever sort of nobility live on this ring, not to be seen, at least from your eye. As you approach the temple, you can see from deeper within, as it kind of goes in about 50 or so feet before it starts to curve, with the curvature of the ring, you see this large orange light coming down the tunnel, and shadows kind of moving and shifting in front of it. Are the rest of you guys following him, or are you guys just hanging out? Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
we'll
we're
say
in
Corvus
tow.
has not said.
I figured
you have to stay
you
back,
all.
so-
Yeah, I figured you all did, but I wanted to double check.
Yeah, it's going to continue forward, still cautious and kind of trying to see if I can spot something before I am spotted.
Make a perception check for me.
Not passive. It's okay, dice. Be nice, please. You've been...
Wow, I forgot how high your passive. Wait, hang on. I forgot how high
Hold
your
on.
passive is.
Yeah, passive would be great if not, because the roll was much worse.
Let's use your passive. Let's use your passive. Yeah, we'll do that. I forget how truly great some of your guys' passives are. It's insane. But no. So as you guys are walking up, you notice that there's shuffling of feet. You can audibly hear it slowly echoing down. And those of you with Finara, Eden, you'd also hear some of the shuffling and movement. It sounds like 3-4 individuals at the very most, if not one who just keeps moving around. You also hear this low Corvus. What languages do you know again?
I know Celestial, Draconic, Elvish, and Orcish.
In Draconic, you hear, and anybody else who understands Draconic, you hear very simply, "Thank you, for he is the one. He will bring us back from what I have let slip. He will bring a new heir."
Corvus like, will like uncoil part of the whip, but just slightly. And I'm going to continue kind of going forward. Extra cautious now, trying to spot anyone in this space.
Okay. So now as you are now reaching that kind of turn, whip out, the rest of you can very visibly watch as Corvus tenses up in this moment, reaches down, starts to kind of uncoil his whip, hold it very loosely in his hand as if he's getting ready to strike. As he begins moving forward.
Give me the signal. And Corvus's head. Give me a signal if you want me to hit somebody in the face.
Nothing happening.
I'm
I
unsure.
just think Corvus is just being Corvus, really. He's being prepared, being ready.
Okay.
Ready for what?
Anything.
You begin.
Corvus continues.
You begin to
jerk to
curl.
Corvus.
You begin to
I don't
curl.
like that look in your eye, Perrin.
I'm just excited, that's all.
That's
be-
what has me nervous.
You begin to curl or curve around and follow this tunnel. Looking up again, it's looking above and around. Part of it looks almost as if it was carved by hand, and then there are parts that look like something bore through it. So it looks like a combination of the two. And in some places, Eden and Corvus and Finara, you can even notice grooves that almost resemble claw marks. Perrin doesn't see him because he doesn't believe in dragons.
Does it look like, would we be able to take a closer look to see if we recognize the claw marks?
They're higher up, so I'd say with the light that you
Oh, yeah,
have,
I'm, like, so
with the
short.
light, with the light that you guys have, it's like right on the edges of your vision, where like you're glimpsing it, and you can't quite tell if it's like something that somebody did intentionally, or like if it's part of whatever bore through here, or what. But you can definitely make out like there are like grooves and slits at certain points that seem to have kind of similar kind of pattern, but not enough to like be like, hey, that's interesting, let me look at it. Looking or going around, the light gives way to this giant bonfire in the middle of this kind of tiered pit that goes down, and like almost as if it's like a seating arrangement around a giant bonfire. Sitting on the lowest tier, about 4 steps down, you can see in fine livery the kind of tunic that they're wearing is almost gleams as the fire hits it from the top and the sides with this iridescent kind of glow. Multiple kind of layers and like moving pieces, as if each scale almost was hand sewn onto the tunic. Single man, from what you can see, hunched over, hair down just above the top of just above the top of his shoulders, hunched in what Finara you would know or be able to kind of recognize in a religious way, in a manner that he's definitely, talking or thinking or praying in some sort of way. And beyond that, the back cavern, piles and piles and piles of golden coins, of chests of platinum, bronze, silvers, coppers. You can see gems of every color being reflecting off of the light from the fire giving off. The far back, you can see ornate plate mails and and weaponry. At one point, you think that you glimpse a gilded, like a full-on gilded stallion, the head kind of peeking up behind one of the mounds. But this is a hoard of gold and coins and gems that would make Scrooge McDuck like have like 3 of his swimming pools. The man does not seem to notice you all as of yet.
So Corvus is going to take a few steps to like forward towards the bonfire, and he's going to try to look around to see if there's anyone else. Heard shuffling, so I want to see if there's someone else here.
This one I will require you to make a perception check for.
This time the dice will be nice.
Are we able to also look if we heard certain things?
If you want to look, so Eden and Fanara, if you two would like to look, yes, you may do so as well.
That's a natural 20 for 29.
Well, you can go have a nice day.
Yeah, I was distracted because I saw Orchid's arm muscles glistening with the reflection from the coins, so I didn't see.
There you go.
Eden
Perfect.
saw fucking everything because Eden is very focused on all of this crazy shit. That's a 23.
A 23. Okay. So Eden and Corvus, you can make out that as this central chamber curves around and creates, it's not a perfect circle, but this almost kind of weird oblong circular shape, that there are alcoves pushed into the rock where somebody could potentially hide. None of the alcoves are more than about 40 or so feet from the edge of that ring that the fire sits in. You don't see anybody directly, but you at least make note of places where people could be hiding.
Corvus is going to manifest Phoenix behind, just to kind of have an escape to, if need be, and then we'll approach like 5, maybe 10 more feet, and just, I have come as requested.
The man, kind of hunched over, begins to turn and peer around at you. So I've been told. The face now gaunt, and you can see his cheeks are somewhat hollowed. His eyes, has these large bags underneath. Do you really have the hair of... Do you really have the platinum? He's still kind of this hunched over figure staring up from below you, beginning to slowly rise as he says this.
Corvus takes one with the gauntlet hand and just kind of like traces one of the many braids. I suppose that's what I've been told.
Cressmond! And from out of one of those alcoves, you notice a similarly dressed individual. Their clothes a little bit more priory-like, more robes rather than being an actual like kind of tunic combination. Walks up. You can see over their shoulder this giant pin that has the symbol of this giant kind of dragon head on it. Take a look at him. Do the inspection you've done for each of my children. Yes, right away. My lord. And he walks up to you, Corvus. This man, roughly like 5'5", heavily bearded, his brow almost like a steel plate was put over the front of it, how smooth and just kind of like just glossed over it looks. His hair is very, very shortly cropped. You can see a little bit of that like friar tuck at the top. He walks up to you and he goes to reach for your hair.
I need him to make a strength save.
Okay. Oh, those dice hit me too.
Can't be just touching somebody's hair.
That was a 3.
As he kind of gets close, like a ghost-like shadow hand will form like in between us and just push him back 5 feet. As I use telekinetic shove out of just sheer just. You did not have permission to touch me.
Corvus, I would actually implore you to allow him to touch you. And he just kind of like Perrin like sheepishly looks from the man in the chair to the friar to Corvus. I really think this is necessary.
Oh,
I think I remember my dad saying something about this. Aren't you supposed to not touch someone without their permission?
Yeah, consent is very important. Even Mama told us about this. Daddy, too.
the older man who's now fully standing and beginning to ascend the stairs at this point. My apologies. It's been some time since an inspection of this sort has been done, and normally it's performed when the individual is just a babe.
And what took you?
What took me?
Sorry.
He now ascends to the top of the stairs and kind of is standing across from you at this point. Definitely has my shoulders. The eyes I can see as well. What is your name?
I am Corvus.
Strong name. Don't know where it came from. Definitely I didn't name him, but is it alright if the friar touches one of these platinum strands on your head?
Permission granted. And we'll like cross arms to like show that restraint of like, just let it happen.
The friar at this point, Lord Wervhaven nods, and the friar walks up and kind of begins to pull, like literally only picks, it only touches a single strand of your platinum hair, pulls it out, and kind of lays it out into the light of the fire, and you can see it has that very similar kind of iridescent hue to it. As he inspects it very closely, he feels it. He takes out very quickly, he pulls out a small like pin, and he kind of wraps it on the side, like taps it on the side, and you hear an audible, like not very loud, but just that kind of like ting 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 of metal on metal before he lays it back down. Looks back at Lord Wormhaven, nods, and then retreats back into the alcove in which he was summoned from.
Well,
I don't know where he brought you from, but the Platinum Dragon has honored me. I have a son to carry on my gift. Well, the Wormhaven gift.
excuse me.
Perrin!
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 No,
Was-
it's just
was something funny?
It's, listen, Your Grace, you're being incredibly cryptic for like no reason whatsoever.
Oh.
Just say the thing that we're all thinking. so that we can get over it.
Yes. The Wormhaven family has been blessed with receiving the boon of the Platinum Dragon for generations. This boon not only gives us an immeasurable amount of wealth and success within the family financially, but also gives us the resolve to defend Deepwell and defend Cantor when called upon.
You're still remaining, as my friend put, cryptic.
It is cryptic in a sense because no Wormhaven has had to use it for several generations. There's been no need for war. Only the financial benefits. In the last decade or so, this horde has dwindled. You're looking at a mere third of what was left from the horde.
So do you need financial assistance?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. What I'm saying is that the
But in
Needs-
this place,
in order for the boon to be passed, it also needs to be accepted. It's not something that is bestowed just by being blood. There are still rites and
Consent.
rituals. Yes, there's still rites and rituals that need to be performed in order for what is in me to be passed to Corvus.
I think this is all so sudden. I mean, I don't remember Corvus ever mentioning any of this to us.
rituals are actually really common.
Well, who,
I'm
who was your mother? Where are you from? You're from Deepwell, yes?
of sorts, no. I live here, yes, but this is not my place of true home. I only recently made settlement here. I am from further north, Alverton. Well Flit, to be specific. My mothers, one of which Vasha. She spoke of, though not directly, she spoke of Tiresias, a member of her family. And my research and hunting led me here, and through that I have been plagued with a sort of undying.
Eden, Fanara, Corvus. Yeah, that's it. All three of you notice when Corvus mentions the name Vasha, his face very quickly kind of does like an oh shit. And then, like, it's like a moment. It's a flash. You guys are barely able to notice it. But Vasha's name, and there's like the, like, shock, and then immediately kind of steals himself again. I see. The Wolfwood is a formidable place for anybody to test themselves, not only as a warrior, but as somebody of devout virtue. There are many trials and tribulations there.
One could say that. You speak of this boon through family.
Yes.
Do you then have answers regarding how one can die yet wake before their death, as if life resets them.
Not many have such an experience within the line. We've remained here in Deepwell and have been both secluded and far away from the reaches of harm. If it were my guess, knowing what capabilities I have, is that the Platinum Dragon is bestowing upon you only a glimpse in what your abilities will be like in your form, your true form.
In
Can I
my
do
true
insight
form.
on what he's saying?
Yeah, go for it. Your true form. What you're living right now is an image. The Platinum Dragon, like you said, has been keeping you alive. You are echoes. The echoes of the echoes and ripples of the astral sea itself. Platinum Dragon resides there, or so it is told, flying endlessly through space and time, seeing all, knowing all, and coming back when the time is right, when they are truly needed. In the meantime, those with our gift are granted aspects of his power, being able to call upon him and his dragon, well, his dragon children when needed.
What would happen to Corvus with this boon?
Well, backtrack real quick.
Yeah.
Finara, insight check, was a
27, I had a nat 20.
From what he's saying, there's a guardedness to his words, but it's all coming out from a place of truth.
Can I please apply that to Eden's part of her question?
Yeah, what was Eden gonna ask?
What happens to Corvus, like if he accepts the boon?
In accepting the boon, you must restart.
This might be a great gift, but as somebody else who has received boons from people,
Well, I mean, yours are Fae. The last I checked, the Platinum Dragon's a god of sorts, and they're very different things.
but that's why I'm curious.
Finara,
I will reset.
when he says restart, there's a lot more to like it, not necessarily in the tone he says it, but like you're picking up like one, he just says restart, no explanation. Two, restart is definitely code for something. Like there's got to be like that word, there's more to that word than just like there's definitely the intent doesn't seem. It seems intentional that he uses the word restart over whatever the other words he could use would be.
That I think Orchid was going to say something.
Oh, I was just talking to parenting. So it's just to clarify to you, Platinum Dragon gods are real, but dragons aren't real. Is that just
They're deities, like they're deities. They don't exist on the prime material.
okay? I'm just keeping score for myself. It's not really critical in this moment.
Just so. Will this end this constant cycle? Receiving this boon.
It would, yes.
Will Corvus still be
And I-
Corvus?
Yes, halfling. There is more. Yes, Corvus will still remain Corvus. He will remain the person that you know. However, in order for the cycle to be complete, he must be reborn.
Can
do
you
so.
explain further about this restart? I feel like you are being very, the word cryptic, I think, was used before. It's there's more to what you're saying. I think more risk involved potentially. I think it's fair for Corvus to be aware of all the risks that goes into it.
If my storyteller brain is anything worth an ounce of gold, I think I've got it. Corvus needs to go fucking somewhere, and then perform whatever ritual might be required, and then, my God, your whole thing, it just makes sense now. Corvus needs to go and do the ritual to effectively, as he calls it, his phoenix. He himself needs to be the phoenix. He needs to do the ritual to die and be reborn anew and to claim these gifts.
What you call it a phoenix? Why?
As like, I have Phoenix kind of drift next to me.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see your astral projection here, yes.
Or what?
It's a darker version of it. Potentially, and he kind of like looks toward the alcove, and the priest steps up. Nurture over the nature of its true self, Lord. And he steps back into the alcove. You've taken it upon yourself to alter it in your image, which is unique. But why Phoenix? Why Phoenix? Where does that iconography, that name, come from?
It comes from the first time it was formed. First time I died. Or should have died. It was there instead. And each time I have died or would have died, it was there. I still remember the moments leading to my death, but I continued on. And each time, I keep the memories of the death that should have happened.
Fiery like a sun.
That's one way.
You are not ready to see your true self yet, then. For that was no Phoenix, but the Platinum Dragon himself.
All right. Okay. Corvus,
Like-
I think we have you have a question you have to answer here, boss. And the question you have to answer is, and I'm sorry I have to put it this way, do you want to accept the fact that you're a bastard?
I mean, it would make sense. If doing this ritual ends the cycle, frees me from this torment, and gives me answers, then let it be so.
Corvus?
Doesn't that mean you have to die?
Yep. Wouldn't be the first time, would it, Corvus?
No.
In Corvus's head, all he hears, if this is what you want, then I'll support you. Just be certain.
But I think it's important to make it clear that he's no bastard. He has two mamas, good and proper, who took care of him.
3.
If we do this, then the cycle ends and whatever happens next frees me. Either I get to finally live my last life, or I can just sleep after. Sincerely. In all roads, there will be peace finally.
Your Grace,
Bart?
I believe that it's about time you gave us some direction.
Oh, the ritual. Yes, we can perform it here. It needs to be performed within the temple to Bahamut. The platinum one.
Oh, we don't have to like go on a trek somewhere.
Oh no, it's quite simple. Essentially, when the ritual is performed, Corvus will die. As we spill his blood, we spill mine, as the two come together as one. The ritual spoken and cast. His final astral self will manifest, and the Platinum Dragon will have one final decision to make. Whether or not to bring him back one final time.
But what happens to
Why?
you?
What happens to me? Well, all of the benefits of the boon leave me, as I am passing them on to my heir. In theory, you would take up the mantle of Lord Wormhaven almost immediately, would inherit the wealth and station of the house, and would be responsible for maintaining our position here in Deepwell. If you do not choose to partake in some of those responsibilities, you can bestow them either onto myself or onto the family as a whole. I've been alive long enough to know the dealings of our family and would have no problem maintaining our status here in your stead.
So I would become the the one in charge, and then I can choose to give that responsibility out so that I do not have to bear that work.
Correct. If you do not wish the lordship to weigh on your shoulders, you can, like I said, hand it off to myself or one of your siblings. But a Wormhaven must remain in the seat of power here.
Aaron tugs on Corvus's sleeve.
Kind of like leans over.
Why don't you want this? Like this part specifically?
I don't care for power, nobility, notoriety.
So at your very core, what do you want to achieve, Chorus?
To live a full life that has an end in sight.
Okay. That's for you, but like, overall, like what's your goal, Knight?
I've lived enough lies to forget the answer to that.
Why are we
Type of question.
We dropped, I think.
Oh, did we?
Oh, no, we're back. We're good. Never mind. Sorry.
I don't know what happens after I claim a chance to live one full life, but to become a noble? I came from living in a forest, slums, and I know nothing of the intricacies of... I only learned what his family does an hour ago in a book. I know herbology and botany, animal husbandry, and metalwork from my mother's.
But what do you want to do with your life?
I just want to give. It's all it's been about. Every life has been for others. I've never had desires more than just giving others a chance to live their life fully.
Orchid, it seems like you have something on your mind. Did you want to speak to Corvus about something?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say that, you might feel that you're not, you came from nothing, but let's not forget that half a day earlier, I did mistake you for nobility, so. But I guess maybe I wasn't mistaken. But that's sort of beyond the point. I think Perrin really is at the heart of it, I think it's presumptuous for me, the newcomer, to speak for everyone, but I think I do when I say we all just want to see you happy.
Well, and if you want to help, you would be in a position to make all of the changes.
Aaron throws up the sheets of paper he's been like writing on. Thank you so much for saying it. This is your opportunity to do the most giving. Do you know how many people that you could help by just being the person to have the answer? Whether or not it was like the right answer, you could do so much just by being the person who says yes or no. This whole place, whether or not you're actually here to do it, could flourish. People's lives could change just because you are the person in charge. Now, listen, that comes with a lot of weight, but if you're not ready to accept something to that magnitude right now, maybe we hold off. Maybe we go traipsing about the rest of Cantor and figure out what the rest of life has for us in store. And he turns back to Lord Wormwood or Wormhaven.
What question is... But if he's in pain?
He's in pain now, isn't he? And he looks at Corvus dead in the fucking eyes.
Well, and then I guess the question is, to your point, Perrin, why does he want to drop all those abilities to all those responsibilities right now on somebody he just met?
I don't necessarily think the word is want.
Okay.
I think the word is should. And he looks at Lord Wormhaven. Your entire, he like gestures to him vaguely, is crumbling.
Our house has fallen out of favor, you are correct. It is time
So-
that the mantle be passed on to the next, where we could then reap the benefits.
Corvus, most importantly, this is your decision. And no one else's. And I will support you.
Can't we have your back no matter what decision you end up making? We're friends after all. You even said Perrin is a friend. That's progress.
I've got that right here whenever I need it. Okay?
I know you appreciated my snoopiness.
Life takes you in weird places. You're not necessarily defined by where you come from or where you've been, but where you're going. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that change happens and you learn from it, but just make sure that what you take away from it is what you want and what makes you happy.
Corvus turns towards Lord Wormhaven. Let it be done. I shall accept this boon. I shall right the decline of this house. And as I have said, I shall carry the light to those stuck in the dark.
Good. Good. You have brought many glad and inspiring words to this old man. When should we have this done?
Well, as they say, there's no time like the present.
Can I insight check this old bugger? I don't
Yeah.
know why. I'm
Yeah.
suddenly just distrustful.
Yeah.
Suddenly?
So hold your number as he claps you on the shoulder and says, "Cresmond, gather the family, gather the priests. We have but moments to begin our preparations." What was your insight?
25.
Cool. And in 2 weeks, I'll let you know what your
You
insight check.
summed at a mother. Smudgy.
As that is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
We are
Yeah, we're
not-
I know.
That cliffhanger, though.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can I do just one
Yeah,
thing?
do one thing.
before
Do
we
one
go?
thing. Do one thing.
Your Grace, I'm sorry to interrupt, but does it just had a question. You said that his blood needed to be spilled as well along with yours, correct?
Correct.
Did doesn't have to be a person of faith to do that, does it?
I like you. We'll see.
I don't like you because you're a fucker.
But yeah, that's
He
where.
didn't says his her
Yes,
head.
I understand that we are barely at 2 hours for the day. one, I will apologize to my players who did not know that we were gonna end this early. I have been I've been running really close to E, so this is a perfect
cool.
It's been one of those like last week into this week where like I just haven't gotten sleep, and I don't want to go because I know if we go we're going until 11. Like there's too much.
We got you.
I'd rather
we love it. We get it.
I'd rather end on a note where we can
relatable.
Where we can start. Well, one, one, hate you. Two, Jay doesn't know what to say. Casually, of course. No, but no, I wanted to end it in a place where this is. I figured that that this was going to drag on a little bit longer as Corvus couldn't make up his mind, but Corvus made up his mind a lot quicker than I thought Corvus would. I thought maybe
Corvus didn't do it. The whole party was like,
an investigation of the estate, see how much land they have left, meet the other siblings. There was like a whole list of things I had planned. But Corvus is like, no, kill me, please.
Well, to be fair, we were saying it's your choice, your body, your choice.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And also,
consent.
some good benefits. But also, maybe this is a little suspicious, but
But
no.
No. But
I feel like
I don't know why
Fanar and Eden were suspicious. We were checking. We were insighting.
It's almost like that insight check could have been also a good cliffhanger.
No, it's better that you don't know until 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Also,
because then maybe you'll forget.
Also, if he lets me, I'm gonna.
Hang on. What did you roll? I'm gonna write it down.
Oh, it's
25.
in my notes. It was a 25. You want me to read my note?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm taking better notes now, just so the general populace understands.
They're mostly sentences.
They are not sentences, they're words. But this one says, insight check that motherfucker with a 25. Logan made me fucking wait.
Fair.
There are lots of expletives.
Yeah.
I imagine.
In my notes.
Hey,
it's constant.
Hey, Jay.
We love you.
Hey, Jay. Good job. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you.
Also, if he lets me, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude.
I know.
Oh my
You're like,
god.
the Perrin's like, I can kill Corvus.
The real reason now the real reason for a 2 week wait is now I have to decide whether or not I want to give Perrin that much power.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Eden could do it.
But thank you guys. Eden could do it. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. We're gonna go quickly around the horn so everybody can say who they are. Yes, the giveaway, which if you haven't already put Barefoot, BAREFOOT in chat, there are only 3 people entered. So like, if you haven't cast people, if you haven't won a set of or won a D20 yet or a full set, Eddie, go ahead and put Barefoot into chat.
I'm gonna win my own giveaway.
I'm like semi tempted to put Barefoot in myself, but no.
Just to keep it.
Just to keep it. I don't. Well, it would be random, so I'd make one of you guys pick which one I kept.
Which one?
Like, because I put him. Yeah. Anyway.
That's fun. Anyways.
Yeah. Eden,
Shall we?
Start us off. Talk about you. Tell us what you do.
So my name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials. Really impatient human, TTRPG player and GM, Eldritch Entity and Dice Maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. That's _dice on the Instagram. I am currently polishing up dice for my new shop update. I will have 16 sets available and some other things very likely, just in time for holiday purchases. As always, you can use code REDHORN at checkout for some percentage off of dice, but check us out for that. Tomorrow I will actually be over at Blackwater D&D for DM Roulette. This is my first time over there to do that. I've done lots of other stuff, but I'm excited. So that's what I'm doing this week. And then, this coming Monday, I'm over on the initiative order with Vault 95 being a redneck who might be a meth head. I'm not sure. Oh, and then October 21st, we wrap up Dust to Dust here at the Red Hair in my spoopy witchy theme. And if you like the Ecriom expeditions, I suggest you watch it because I'm a lore builder. All right, you can go, Renee.
Thank you, Taryn. Also, as the DM for Taryn in our home game, I can tell you that she is impatient as all hell. My name is Renee Beauregard. I'm one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design. Me and my companion, compatriot, and best friend Daniel Lieberman and I, we create 5e supplements for Dungeons and Dragons. You can find all of our stuff on our link tree, which Logan will put into the chat right now. And you can find all of our stuff over on the DM's Guild. We're working on some stuff. Things are in different states. When things are coming out sooner, we'll start putting them out to the public, just so people know that they're coming, so you're made aware. So you can follow us at Dragon Rock RPG on Facebook and Twitter, and at Dragon Rock RPG Design on Instagram. Other than that, I'm here every other Tuesday and wherever else people want me when they want me. So you can check out Dragon Rock socials for that as well. Pass it off to my lovely sister.
Hello. And also too, when do people not want a piece of the Renee? That Beauregard. I'm just saying. But I should know this. A sister should know this about her brother, right? Hi guys, I'm Utahime. You can find me on the social medias at Utahime, Utahime cosplay, and at Brianna DeCastro on Twitter. I am the community manager for two amazing communities. One that was already mentioned by our lovely DM, the Initiative Order, and then also to Cybernation Uncensored. And I'm also up to lots of TTRPG shenanigans, not just helping to bring wonderful GMs and players to these communities, but also I'm a player myself. You can catch me tomorrow on Open Circuit Studios for the continuation of Leverage Los Angeles. I believe Maz might be in the chat. If not, I'm so happy that they brought us together for this because it is the Leverage TTRPG. Anybody who is a fan of the show, I definitely highly recommend it, especially because I am a chaotic, hot mess of a thief. So if you want to see that disaster that's happening and unfolding, please tune in. That's 5 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. You can catch me also on Monday nights over at Mercs of Mischief, where I am playing actually one of the amazing subclasses from Dragon Rock RPG Design, the Archaeologist Ranger subclass. And I play Shayneth Valaris, who suffers with anxiety and also takes everything way too literally. That's 5 p.m. Pacific time over there. You can catch me here every other Tuesday. There's going to be some more things. The return of Team Nevermore over at Cybernation Uncensored on October 15th. We're taking a little bit of break because some of us have other life things going on, but we will be back so you can see my character Nexus continuing to cause some trouble of her own with this amazing crew. But yes, that is what I'm up to. Hopefully you guys will contact me if you want to play and roll dice with these lovely people and more lovely peoples. I pass it along.
Hi everyone, Eddie, otherwise known across the socials as Discount Bard. The words are hard when you're a bard because apparently I can't talk because apparently that's all I do is talk. Hi everyone. You can normally find me on the various networks Tuesdays through Thursdays. Holy smokes. As you can tell, I am in a very varying state of exhaustion and cannot apparently words right now. But yes, Discount Bard, your humble neurodivergent vaudevillian vagabond spreading chaos and shenanigans wherever I go. Tuesdays through Thursdays, you can usually find me somewhere, either on my channel at twitch.tv/discountbard or on wonderful channels like this one. I actually do have another show coming up on Thursday over at the Initiative Order where I'm taking part in City of Mist. If you would like to see Jack Lapidus, who is our, hot mess of a hedonistic pansexual thespian, then this will be who is inhabited by the spirit of Dionysus. It's a wonderful opportunity to see that sort of, mess of chaos. Otherwise, follow me on the socials, Discount Bard. I get into trouble wherever I go. Let's pass it along.
But you also, it's getting close to spooky season, Eddie. And
oh yes. You see, this is the state of brain that I am in, is that I apparently don't even know what I am doing anymore. Yes. this is Spooky Month coming up, which, as anyone who has followed Discount Bard knows, Spooktober is the month of Tales of Fright, which is the special series I do on my channel where we stream all the horror games. So if you want to see me screaming my little heart out and, also having various ways to help in the art of scaring the crap out of me and making sure that I'm wearing the brown pants, it's a good time, I promise you. So please, check us out during October. It's good times. Passing it along.
Hello, I'm Lizzie. You can find me on social media at the Lizzie LD. You can also find me in Dust to Dust in our exciting finale on October 21st. Otherwise, follow me on social media to see what I'll get up to next. Because I'll be back here when our next episode airs. All right. Our poor man with a headache. Jay Casual.
Words.
Casually.
Of course. Okay. Corvus is who I play. It's been a day. I'm Jay. Casual. All social media at Just Too Casual. I'm here every other week, waiting 14 more days. I'm also on the initiative order on Mondays in a much less
Where he doesn't have to wait as long.
impatient circumstance.
That is true.
I am writing a book with the author of She's the Ancient, my partner, Beth the Bard, on our Ravenloft project, Lemortia, the Domain of Snow and Stitch Flesh, which also is the game that is going to be ran most likely for She is going to D&D in a castle. And
Woo-hoo!
that is an amazing thing. You can check out her social media at It's Beth the Bard for that. But because we're an awesome duo, I'm also going to be there. So if you happen to be there, I will actually be running some anime-inspired one-shots at the castle using all my favorite anime-inspired concepts. So anything in a castle related. So right now, Full Metal Alchemist is on the table for a one-shot experience using some classes designed with the help of Dragon Rock RPG Design. The Philosopher is one of the classes we'll be using, but there's also possibly going to be a Dragon Ball Z inspired one-shot where we use the Bellator, which is the Super Saiyan inspired one. So there's a whole lot of anime things in that. Also working with a few other companies and other things. So I do things. I love anime, manga, JRPGs, and TTRPG overlap so beautifully. So just do catch for all that. So anything I'm doing, deepbreathrpg.com, lemortia.com, and how dare you DM, I will end every NPC you create. No boss you make will finish a monologue. No armor class will be beyond me. I will ruin everything. I will end the planet Ecriom.
No, you won't. You're good.
I know.
Now, is this before or after we steal your boots?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Not
I'll
without
be
these
dead
boots.
I may be dead.
Oh
You
my
like
god.
boots on a dead man? Yeah.
Oh my god, take
Yeah.
the boots, throw them in the
Barefoot
pile
bandits.
of, throw them in the horde. He'll never find them again.
Oh no, they're gold. Oh no.
New stipulations
just-
to the ritual have to throw your most prized possession into the horde.
Just put it in,
Oh,
put it in my
that's
bag.
savage.
Joke's on you. That means I have to throw Perrin in there.
No, that is not. That is a
Hey!
lie. Insight
No!
check right now.
Perrin gets chunked in there.
You said anybody but Perrin, I would have believed you.
Oh.
Check out these wonderful people. They are awesome. I'm your innkeeper, Logan Hanley.
Oh, goodness.
Nothing going on the rest of the week. I'll be at PA Ren Fair on Saturday, so if you see me, if you're in the PA area and you're at Ren Fair, then come say hi to me. Other than that, the rest of the week is going to be a quiet week, I think. It takes some
Much
time.
deserved.
Yeah, it takes some time to get some much needed R&R, mentally, physically, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll be back next week for some fun stuff that doesn't involve the ritual that Corvus needs performed. But yeah, thank you y'all for tuning. Oh, giveaway. Giveaway. We're gonna last chance barefoot while I figure out who we're gonna raid.
The foot of bear's feet burrow.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. I took the liberty of making some people eligible who are no longer here because they're good people and deserve a die if they win. And the winner is, hey,
Yay!
Maz face. Her name is Maz. That's their face. Maz face.
That's face.
I will DM you with informations to get you things.
Yay!
Thank you for all the support to the channel and for being an awesome person. And we'll chat. We're gonna go raid Dungeon Scrawl.
Maz is also our grifter tomorrow, so tune in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and she also
Yeah.
was finished in the season finale yesterday of
Yes.
Halls of the Mad King.
Halls of the Mad
where
King.
Finally
Yeah.
reunited with her wife. But yeah, we're gonna go raid Dungeon Scrawlers. They look like they're just going to be starting their stream here in a second. So tune in, hang out, send them a few pints here from the Red Hair Inn, and until next time, everybody, just remember, adventure awaits. Bye, y'all.
Inside.